Balibrama Sakunda. We are going to pray against every spiritual resistance. Every spiritual resistance. Powers that have resisted my ancestors and they succeeded. Powers that resisted my forefathers and they succeeded. Powers that resisted my father and they succeeded. But right now, there's going to be a bridge. There's going to be a bridge. I say no, for the battle is of the Lord. Bari Brahma Sundi, Link Ramusia Masundi, Lakarabosia. Your oppression stops not just now. Your oppression stops right now. Right now. Right now. I stop your oppressions. I stop your oppressions. In my family, I stop your oppression. In my career, I stop your oppression. In my destiny, I stop your oppression. I stop your oppression. I stop your oppression. In the name of Jesus, Lord of hosts, Commander of heavens, the heavenly armies, Ragarabababozia, Ligramuzia, the commander of the heavenly armies, Masekerebozia. I come before you concerning every spiritual resistance, Lord, assigned, Lord, against my life, against my progress, Masekererusia. They that say I cannot move forward in the month of March, in the Probasundi, you are a liar, you are a liar, you are a liar. It is written in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12. It says, for we wrestle not against blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness in high places. Malibra Muzia, Libra Muzia, every invisible oppression working behind the scene to see me frustrated, to see me stopped in the month of March, to see me slide, to see me backslide, to see me being disgraced, to see me being mocked. You are a liar. You are a liar. Every forces attempting to slow me down. You are a liar. You are a liar. Every resistance, Masikarabosia, or Baribramasunda, positioned at the edge of my breakthrough. Every resistance positioned at the edge of my breakthrough. You are a liar. Be broken. Be broken. Be broken. Be broken. Be destroyed now. Be destroyed now. Be destroyed now. Be destroyed now. Oh, Father, I refuse spiritual stagnation. I reject circle of delay. Circle of delay. Circle of delay. Malibra Masundi. Linkrama Sunde Leboriba Huria. La Siakanda. I reject cycle of delay. Cycle of delay. I cancel Malibra Masundi. Repeated battles. Repeated battles. In the name of Jesus. Repeated battles. At the point of advancement. At the point of advancement. Repeated battle. Repeated battle. At the point of advancement. I reject you. 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 In the name of Osia. Maribra Masuka. Lakanda Brumazunde Leboriba Huria. Lasia Muriba Huria. Libra Masunde. I cancel repeated battles at the point of advancement. In the name of Jesus. For it is written in Matthew 16 verse 18. It says, and the gates of hell shall not prevail. The gates of hell shall not prevail. Libra Musia. Gates. Every gate rejecting my entry. Every gate resisting my entry. Open now. Open now. Open now. Every forces blocking my access. Blocking my access. Scatter. Scatter. Scatter by fire. Scatter by fire. Scatter by fire. Every unseen embargo over my effort. Lift right now. Lift right now. Be lifted right now. Be lifted right now. In the name of Jesus. Malibra Musia. Let every monitoring spirit lose its assignment. Lose its assignment. Let there be network breakdown. Network breakdown. Network breakdown. Network breakdown. Access denied. Access denied. In the name of Jesus. You shall have no information. You shall go blank. You shall go blank. In the name of Jesus. Every source of your information, I seal it now. I seal it now. I seal it now. Let every altar of opposition lose its voice. Lose its voice. Lose its voice. yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. I submit myself to you, O Lord. I stand in your authority. I resist every dark forces in the name of Jesus. Every mass empire, Libra Musia, Libra Masuka, La Cinda Bosinda, standing against my progress in the name of Jesus. I command, collapse, collapse, collapse. Every ancient doors resisting my progress. What are you waiting for? Collapse, 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 collapse in the name of Jesus. Pasikarabosia. Resistance give way to progress. Resistance give way to my progress. Give way to my progress. Opposition give way to my advancement. Give way to my advancement. Delay give way to my divine speed in the month of March. In the name of Jesus. No force will slow. No force will slow me down. In the name of Jesus. Father, I pray. I decree today no force will slow what you have ordained. In the name of Jesus. No power will frustrate what you have approved. In the name of Jesus. Every spiritual resistance is broken. Is broken. Is broken. Every opposing force is destroyed now. Is destroyed now. Is destroyed now. Resistance is broken. Progress is released. I move forward. I move forward. Unhindered. Unhindered. Divine access. Divine access. Where my father could not enter, I enter. I enter. I gain access. Where my father could not reach, I reach there right now. 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 In the name of Jesus. What